So for protons, GL is equal to 1, and for neutrons, GL is equal to 0. So far we have only considered the orbital motion of the nucleons. But protons and neutrons, just like electrons, also have an intrinsic or spin magnetic moment. अभी तक हमने spin की बात नहीं ना की. We've only been talking about L, right? So protons and neutrons we already know. They also have an intrinsic property an intrinsic spin property, right? Which also gives rise to a magnetic moment. But this is something that cannot be explained with the help of classical physics. So we can now write the equation including this factor. So the equation becomes Gs S mu and N. So S in this case is equal to half for protons, neutrons and electrons. And Gs is the spin G factor. So for a spin half particle, that we have from the Dirac's equations, Gs is equal to 2. And measurement is quite consistent with the value, and you can find values in some books which, for example, the Dirac's equation gives us a value of 2, the experimental value is this, so they are matching with each other, right. So this is a value that's accepted. So the difference between Gs and 2 is very small and can be very accurately computed using the higher order corrections, okay. So on the other hand, for free nucleons, the experimental values are far from the expected value of the points, and these values are given in your book, okay. So you can look at them. So, not only is the proton value far from the expected value of 2 for a point particle, but the uncharged neutron also has a non-zero magnetic moment. So, although a neutron is not a charged particle, but it does have a moment. So, that is interesting. That is why a neutron is known as a very mysterious particle. It has properties that many people that are difficult to explain, but they are very useful from the scientific point of view. I think it's working, so let's leave it there. Okay. This is our first evidence that the nucleons are not elementary point particles like the electron. Isn't that interesting? That's an interesting part of the story. Did you follow? So, we talked about magnetic moment. We talked about the dependence of this moment on the orbital angular momentum. We talked about the dependence of this moment on the spin property. And then we also know that the neutron is an uncharged particle. So, by common sense or by following classical physics, we would assume that the neutron does not have a moment, right? It should not have a moment, right? But then we know that the neutron has a moment. So, this is the first evidence for, like you already know that the neutron is not,
that it has something.
Yeah, there is something inside. It's not an elementary particle. ये कौन पूछ रहा था? आप पूछ रही थी पहले दिन. Somebody talked about this कि न्यूट्रॉन के अंदर क्या होता है. Somebody was talking about quarks, right? हाँ. So therefore यहाँ पे हमें evidence मिल गई है कि neutron is not a elementary particle like the electron. Electron की properties explain करना आसान है. Because electron is उसके अंदर कुछ नहीं है. It itself is a elementary particle. It's the most fundamental जो हमारा group of particles आते हैं उसमें. But neutron को explain करना ज़्यादा मुश्किल है. Because it's not an elementary part, we don't know what's going on inside, right? There's a lot going on, ठीक है? And that's why we have observed some very peculiar phenomena and behavior and so on. And then we try to explain it, and classical physics sometimes fails to explain it, and then we have to try to find other tools to explain it. So after realizing this from these calculations and values and numbers, we now know that it's not an elementary particle, ठीक है? And therefore, if it is not an elementary particle, it means it has a certain internal structure. ठीक है? So the internal structure of the nucleus must be due to the charged particles in motion. So this is an evidence that there are some charged particles moving inside the neutron, and the resulting currents give the spin magnetic moments that we observe. So it is interesting to note that Gs for the proton is greater than the expected value of about 3.6 from these equations that we just talked about, whereas Gs for the neutron is less than its expected value 0 by roughly the same amount. So you can look at these values in your book. Okay. Right. So there is a discussion of this again on page 74 of Crane, in which we talk about the pairing force. You remember the pairing force in the nucleus, right? So the pairing force again plays a role in this. Have you taken a photo of this? Please. चलो recording भी बंद करो.